All right, Bob, we're getting set for a big one. Why don't you take a quick look at Hazen and tell me who their key scorers are.
Well, Hazen, you're going to have three key guys leading this team that went to the Division III state finals last year. You have Tim Shedd, a junior guard who's averaging 14.8 points a game. You have Billy Welcome, who right now is only averaging about 9 points a game for Hazen, but he scored 20 points a game last year, and he's just barely recovering from an injury at the beginning of the year. But Hazen's big scorer, Randy Lumsden, comes off the bench. He's averaging 15.1 points a game on an offense that's scoring about 70 points a game.
Okay, for Williamstown, you have Jared Hart at 11.3. He's a senior forward. Adam Wheatley at 10.6. He's a sophomore guard. And Stephen Luther, a senior center, who's averaging 11.6. And pretty balanced attack. Let's see how this one goes on the jump. Hazen takes it quickly and easily. Number 25, Tim Shedd, wins that jump. Skip pass way outside to Shedd. Can't get it to drop. And ball is ripped down by number 20, Jared Hart, one of the top two rebounders for the Blue Devil boys. Bringing it down for Williamstown is number 21, Adam Wheatley, who finds number 5, Joe McCauley. At the top of the key, it's Morissette. Passed inside, excellent defense by Hazen, but it comes out to the hands of Adam Wheatley. Wheatley looks around and sees nothing. Tight pressure defense by the Wildcat boys. Ball's out top to Morissette. Takes a look inside, doesn't find anything. McCauley up and under, and Williamstown gets on the board first. Down the sideline quickly to number 10, Lucas Stubbs. Ball inside to number 14, Ryan Reno for the bucket. Full court press now by Hazen, and it's tapped out by excellent defense, number 22. Mike Slayton knocked that one away for the Wildcat boys. Taking the ball out now for Williamstown is Adam Wheatley. Looks, and it's picked off by number 25, Tim Shedd, and he puts it up and helps his team take a 4-2 lead. McCauley brings it up, sends it all the way across the court to Adam Wheatley. Wheatley penetrates, looks for the one-handed pass inside, but it's kicked away by number 10, Lucas Stubbs for the Wildcat boys.
Hazen's really come out with some intimidating defense early. I think Williamstown's going to have trouble with turnovers tonight.
No surprise they've been to the championship 2 years in a row here, Bob. Ball's out over to McCauley, tries the penetration, but number 22, Mike Slayton's right there all over him. Adam Wheatley with a slight penetration, back out to McCauley. McCauley ball fakes and takes a look inside for Hart, can't get it there, and he kicks it back out to Wheatley. Wheatley looks down low to number 22, Stephen Luther, who thinks about penetration, decides to go back out to McCauley. McCauley now all the way back around to the top of the key to Adam Wheatley. Wheatley penetrates, defended, and he can't get that shot to drop. Rebound is battled for, it's pulled down by number 22. Stephen Luther can't get it to go, and final rebound's pulled down by Shedd. Ball's over to number 24, Billy Welcome, can't get the 12-foot jumper to go, pulled down by the rebound by Ryan Reno. Kicks it out to Shedd, no good. Follows his own shot, gets the rebound, over to number 24, Billy Welcome. Still can't get it to go, and the final rebound is pulled down by Adam Wheatley for the Blue Devil boys. 5 minutes, 30 seconds remaining here in the first period. Williamstown up 4-2. Williamstown down 4-2 to Hazen. Excellent steal by 22 Stephen Luther. Takes it all the way down and puts it up and in. Number 5, Joe McCauley, dribbles through the trap, skips it all the way around to the top to Adam Wheatley. Wheatley calls the play to set it up. Defended now by number 14, Ryan Reno. Wheatley again looks inside, but it's stolen by number 24, Billy Welcome for the Wildcat boys.
Hazen's defense definitely being the difference so far in this game. Williamstown without a good look so far here in the first early minutes.
Shot from the baseline by number 14, Ryan Reno. From number 10, Lucas Stubbs on the assist. Full court pressure in effect again. They trap in the corner, but it's broken easily by Williamstown. Number 21, Wheatley, brings it up, skips it over to McCauley. Pulls up in 3, and it comes up short, but it's ripped down by Wheatley. Wheatley with a nice crossover, but defended by number 14, Ryan Reno. Kicks it out to number 22, Luther, who can't get it to go. And a foul will be called.
Good job.
That one was called against number 20, Jared Hart of Williamstown. Hazen will take over.
Hazen's jumped out quick here, 8-2. That's going to be real important for Williamstown to stay close in this one. Hazen does have the ability to knock you out real quick.
Williamstown is handling the pressure pretty well as far as the full court is concerned. They're reversing the ball, they're getting it to the middle where it needs to go, and then reversing it around. So the press isn't necessarily what's hurting them at this point. It's the tenacious defense by the Wildcats and the half-court offense really not allowing them to get the shot that they want at this point.
Interesting thing already, Ryan Reno is leading Hazen with 4 points. He's only averaging about 5 points a game. Looks like he's in for a big night tonight.
Look at the start tonight. Usual starter, I believe, Randy Lumsden is coming off the bench today. And as you mentioned before, Bob, Lumsden is averaging 15.1 points a game. He's going to be tough when he comes into the game. Taking it out for the Wildcats is number 14, Ryan Reno. And Williamstown comes back with a trap of their own, but it's up to number 24, Billy Welcome, and it's broken easily. Give and go. And Ryan Reno puts in another bucket for the Wildcat boys. Morissette brings it up for Williamstown, looks inside, but it's a scramble in there. Pull-up jumper from about 14 for number 22. Luther doesn't go, and it's pulled down by the Wildcats. Nice interior pass by number 10, Lucas Stubbs, and the foul will be called on, I believe, Stephen Luther, and that's his first. Team second. 10-2 here with 3:37 remaining in the first period.
Tim Shedd really hitting the boards for Hazen right now. 3 quick boards here in the first quarter.
Into number 24, Billy Welcome. Still can't get the shot to go, but it's pulled down by number 22, Mike Slayton. He's fouled. This foul is going to be on number 21, Adam Wheatley, for the Wildcats. That's 3 fouls on the Wildcats, none so far, or 3 fouls on the Blue Devils, none on the Wildcats. Slayton on the line, can't get the first to go. Still 10-2, Wildcat lead. Slayton makes the second one and gives his team an 11-2 lead. The Wildcats jump back into the full court press. Taking it out for the Blue Devils is number 5, Joe McCauley. Gets it back, looks into the middle for Morissette. Morissette brings it up, is trapped by tenacious defense, and looks for McCauley, but it's stolen by number 22, Mike Slayton. Slayton does the look-away pass over to Shedd. Shedd kicks it back out to number 22, Mike Slayton. Slayton finds number 14 rather, Reno. Rebound is pulled down by Brian Boutin, who checked into the game. Does the running penetration, may have been fouled, but it's pulled down by number 10, Lucas Stubbs, for the Wildcats. Excellent reverse pivot move by Tim Shedd, putting the Wildcats up 13-2.
Hazen really coming out here. Williamstown's got to find something. They're not finding any open shots for this Hazen defense.
Full court pressure is being applied well by 3 players. They're getting 2 players all the way back to the lane. It makes it tough for the Blue Devil boys to really get an easy shot. Ball's pulled down by Tim Shedd. Looks ahead to number 22, Mike Slayton, who scores the bucket.
Williamstown's got to be close to calling a timeout here, try and regroup.
Boutin brings it across. Looks back and finds number 21, Adam Wheatley, who can't get the jumper to go, but he gets his own rebound on the high bounce. McCauley looks inside to Morissette, who kicks it back out to McCauley, pulls up for the baseline jumper, can't get it to go, followed by Morissette, alley-oop and in. 15-4 now. Hazen on top of Williamstown.
Big basket there. Hazen was on a 15-0 run after Williamstown scored the first bucket of the game.
Tim Shedd with the running jumper, can't get it to go, and the rebound is pulled down by Matt Morissette. the junior forward for Williamstown. Ball's inside to number 20. Jared Hart can't get the shot to go, and a foul will be called.
Williamstown has to get the big man Looser involved if they want to stay in this game.
Billy Welcome picks up the foul for Hazen. That's his first, team's first here and Hazen over Williamstown 15-4 with 1:28 remaining in the first period. Checking into the game for Williamstown is number 24, Pete Shangraw, and number 3, Hayden Kuhn. Ball's out to Kuhn, looks over to number 4, Brian Boutin, but a travel is called.
You know, we're still yet to see Randy Lumsden in this game.
It's really interesting. Why he's not in here, I do not know. I'm sure there are reasons, but it certainly appears that Hazen is playing well without him at this point. Pull-up jumper by Welcome does not go. Foul is called.
I spoke to Hazen coach Aaron Hill before the game. Hazen was coming in 6-2, but they just lost their last game to BFA Fairfax. So Hazen was really looking to come out early and come out strong and win this ball game to get back on track.
Williamstown actually came off a big win against Northfield too, so it's interesting that the momentum for these two teams is, at least from the get-go, is in Williamstown's favor. Ball's bobbled here and jumped on by number 23 for Hazen, Mike Burnham, but it's pulled away by number 15, Dan Kemp, who has checked into the game for the Blue Devils. Kicks it over to number 24, Peter Shangraw does a run and go, can't do it to go. Number 10, Matt Morissette has the putback. Williamstown putting on its own full court pressure. Almost got a steal with it. Number 22, Mike Slayton, brings it over to number 23, Mike Burnham. Burnham looks around. Kick it all the way over to number 14, Ryan Reno. Foul is called on number 10, Matt Morissette. That's his first, team's fourth. With 39 seconds remaining here in the first period, Williamstown down to Hazen 15-6. Checking back into the game after just a short respite is Tim Shedd. Jumper from at least 2 feet past the three-point line, baseline, good for Shedd. Hazen defense gets a little too tenacious with a foul.
When you have a 6'5" shooting guard, there's not going to be many people who can defend a three-pointer when he shoots it.
The foul was called on Pete Shangraw. That will be his second, according to the scorer's table. I had it at his first, but I still believe that may be his second.
I think that foul is on Billy Welcome.
Oh, and that is his second. You're right, Bob. Thank you. Ball almost turned over. Is turned over by Williamstown. Taking it out for Hazen is number 22, Stephen Luther. Kicks it out to Shedd again, who's wide open from three-point land. Can't get this one to go.
Get a rebound.
Rebound is pulled down by number 22 for Williamstown, Stephen Luther. Luther looks ahead. 15, Dan Kemp brings it down and kicks it over to number 3, Hayden Kuhn. Kuhn back to Kemp. Kemp fiddles at the top with 7 seconds remaining in the quarter. Over to number 22, Stephen Luther. Not really appearing to know what, gets the shot off, but it's high off the wire, doesn't go. And at the period, it's 18 for Hazen, 6 for Williamstown. Bob, what do you see going on thus far in the game?
Well, I mentioned in the opening that Hazen went to the Division III state finals last year. They're a very experienced team. Williamstown features a lot of sophomores and juniors, so Hazen's experience definitely showing. Williamstown's young players bring a lot of energy, but they also bring almost too much energy sometimes, which will turn the ball over, which we've seen a little bit so far. Hazen hasn't had as many turnovers, and I think that's why you see them up 18-6 right now.
Certainly a good point, Bob. The pressure from the Hazen team is, with their speed and size, a really deadly combination, looking to show early with that full court pressure. Their big players get back quickly in their full court press, and their guards and forwards really put on significant pressure, giving Williamstown a tough time getting it up. On the other hand, Williamstown is doing okay as far as breaking the full court pressure. It's just when they get into that half court, offense that the size and speed is really taking its toll and keeping them from getting the shots they want. Taking it out for Williamstown is number 15, Dan Kemp. Looks over to number 22, Stephen Luther, who gets it right back to Kemp in the corner.
Randy Lumsden's checked into the game for Hazen now, so we'll have to see if he has anything to bring to the game right off the bat here.
Hustle by Tim Shedd, but it's off his hands, and Williamstown will take over under their own hoop. Taking it out is number 15, Dan Kemp. Kemp gets it all the way back to Hayden Kuhn at the elbow. Kuhn dribbles in, finds number 4, Brian Budin, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Luther, puts it up, can't get it to go again, and it's knocked off by Luther. Taking it out for Hazen is Landon Thompson. Bringing it down the sideline, Tim Shedd looks all the way across court, but number 22, Stephen Luther, gets a hand on it for Williamstown.
Stephen Luther, the big man, showing some speed right there. He's come out with 4 boards here in the early going.
Top of the key, Shedd again. Tried to put a move on, but he got happy feet, and a travel is called. 7:30 remaining in the second period. The score is 18-6. Hazen on top of Williamstown. Ball's taken out by number 15, Kemp, who gets it in. Kicks it back over to number 24, Pete Shangraw. Back over to Kemp. Kemp penetrates the middle and kicks it down. Shot taken by Kuhn. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded by Tim Shedd. Stolen by number 15, Dan Kemp. Puts it up, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Kuhn and in. Excellent pressure D by Williamstown. Shedd with the ball on the sideline for Hazen. Kicks it over to number 22, Slayton. Inside to number 11, Ian Drown, who just came into the game. Puts it up but can't get it to go. Rebound is taken by number 22, Stephen Luther.
Williamstown's starting to make a little run back into this ball game.
Rebound by number 4, Brian Boutin, puts it up and in. And a timeout by Aaron Hill. With the score 18 for Hazen, 10 points for Williamstown with 6:36 remaining in the second period.
Williamstown still not getting very good first look opportunities, but they've been able to crash the offensive boards here in the early second quarter, and that's what gotten them their points.
What they lack in size at this point, they're really making up for an excellent rebounding position. If you're going to put perimeter pressure on a team and they're going to take those outside shots, you have to make sure to have people crashing the defensive boards, or that will happen. You'll have people getting the offensive rebounds on an undermanned interior portion of the game.
Stephen Luther came into the game as Williamstown leading scorer. He hasn't been able to put any points on the board, but he is contributing in other ways with 5 big rebounds so far.
This ball will be taken under the hoop, and it should be Hazen's ball going down the court. And Williamstown maintains their full court pressure, trying to give Hazen a taste of their own medicine here. Ball right through the legs of number 22, Mike Slayton, and the pressure's paying off again. Taking it out for Williamstown is Dan Kemp. Coach Evans Bouchard may have found a lineup he likes right now with a little shorter but good team speed. That one's knocked away by Mike Slayton for the Hazen Wildcats.
Williamstown starting to get some of the momentum back from that big win over Northfield.
Stolen by number 23, Mike Burnham. Pulls it up wisely. Kicks it over. Three-pointer is good. That's number 10, Lucas Stubbs, who did start this game for the Hazen Wildcats. Excellent passing by the Wildcat boys all the way up to number 22, Stephen Luther, who gets his points for the game. Unselfish play by number 23, Mike Burnham. Dished that one off to Stubbs. And a steal by Mike Slayton. Tim Shedd puts it on the ground, gets his own rebound on the miss, and he's fouled. He'll be shooting 2 on this one.
Williamstown really can't afford to get into a track meet with Hazen. There's just too many weapons that Hazen can bring out.
The foul is called on Hayden Kuhn, the sophomore guard for Williamstown. That's his first and the team's 5th. Tim Shedd hits his first free throw, putting Hazen up 24-12 with 5:49 remaining.
Tim Shedd leads all scorers right now with 10 points.
Checking into the game for Hazen is Alexander Calderwood. And checking into the game for Williamstown is Joe McCauley. Number 12 for Williamstown, Ryan Storrs, who already also checked in the game, pulls down the rebound. Ball's kicked over to McCauley, looks into number 20, Hart, back to McCauley, kicks it all the way back out to number 24, Pete Shangra. McCauley inside, excellent pass to Luther. Luther scores the bucket. And a steal by number 20, Jared Hart, kicks it over to number 24, Shangra, who gets it right back, and a foul is called. Hart fouled on the shot. The foul is called on number 14, Ryan Reno, his first, team's fourth.
We talked about how young this Williamstown club is, but right now it's their two seniors, Stephen Luther and Jared Hart, who are trying to lead them back in this ball game.
First shot is missed by Jared Hart. 5:24 remaining, 24-14. Hazen is on top of the Williamstown Blue Devils. Second one rolls around and out, and it's pulled down by Tim Shedd, knocked away, and stolen. Excellent one-handed pass up to Luther from number 24, Pete Shangra. Excellent one-handed control pass. Tim Shedd in the middle, brings it down, kicks it up ahead to number 11, Drown. Drown looks inside to number 14, Ryan Reno, who scores the bucket. I'm incredibly impressed with the ball handling and movement by both teams at this point. That one knocked away by number 14, Ryan Reno. Up ahead to Calderwood, who finds number 23, Mike Burnham. Burnham kicks it over to Calderwood. Calderwood all the way over to the side. Inside to number 14, Ryan Reno. Calderwood all the way over to number 23, Mike Burnham. Tim Shedd skips it over the double team. Inside to Shedd, turnaround jumper, can't go. And this foul will be called on Shedd over number 23. Shedd with the over the back, 26-16 now, 4:25 remaining.
In the first quarter, it appeared that Williamstown was overmatched by Hazen, but here in the second quarter, they have looked like two equal teams.
Foul situation equal now. Both teams have 5. Taking it out is McCauley for the Williamstown Blue Devils. Looks way ahead to Hart, who finds number 21, Adam Wheatley, who has checked back into the game for Williamstown. Wheatley, penetration. We heard some slapping, but no foul was called. The ball is pulled down by number 22, Mike Slayton. Looks way ahead. Little fake by Mike Burnham. Shedd back over to number 24, Billy Welcome, puts it up, and he's fouled by number 22, Stephen Luther. That will be Luther's second, team 6th.
Tim Shedd playing really well right now. He's got about 10 points, 7 boards, and really finding the open man underneath.
Shots up and good. Billy Welcome knocks it down, the senior forward for the Hazen Wildcats. Checking into the game for Hazen is number 4, Randy Lumsden. 4:03 remaining. Hazen has a 27-16 lead over Williamstown. Second one's good.
First 2 points of the night for Billy Welcome.
Joe McCauley takes it out for Williamstown. Almost loses it, but finds number 12, Randy Storrs. And a foul is going to be called on Randy Lumsden, who just checked into the game. That's the team 6th.
Some confusion, it looks, among the Hazen defense right now.
Ball's put in to Jared Hart, who gets it right back to McCauley. McCauley loses it, and Randy Lumsden, steal and the put-in. 14-point lead for Hazen now.
First 2 points of the night for Lumsden.
Adam Wheatley brings it down, looks across court for McCauley, but it's tipped away by number 22, Mike Slayton, for the Hazen Wildcats. Taking it out for Williamstown is McCauley. McCauley skips it out to Luther, who pulls up from about 17, can't get it to go. Off the rim and out of bounds.
Smart play by Burnham there, boxing out the two defenders and just letting the ball go out of bounds.
Mike Burnham takes it out and finds number 22, Mike Slayton, who brings it up for the Wildcat boys. Tipped around, and number 4, Lumsden, comes down with it for the Wildcats. Skip pass all the way over to Shed. Strong move up and in by Shed. 16-point lead for Hazen with 3:23 remaining. 32 to 16.
Great look by Lumsden there.
That was a heads-up play by Ryan Storrs. He found himself trapped in the corner, and he knocked it off the Wildcat defender knee. So Williamstown will take over again from under the Wildcat hoop. Bringing it up for Williamstown as Luther looks way ahead to Adam Wheatley. Puts the penetration move on, but he's blocked by number 4, Randy Lumsden. Tim Shed pulls up and skips it over to Lumsden. Lumsden inside, back to Lumsden, looks for Shed. Shed comes down to this, hammered, but no call. And Williamstown will come away with this one.
One too many passes, I think, down there by Hazen. I think Lumsden should have went up with the shot.
Joe McCauley looks over to number 12, Ryan Storrs, back to McCauley. They skip it ahead to Wheatley. Wheatley pivots around, looks for help, and gets it back to McCauley. McCauley looks ahead to number 12, Ryan Storrs. Storrs with the penetration move, sees the long arm of the law, Tim Shed, and it's stolen by number 22, Mike Slayton. McCauley with his own steal and a foul. This foul will be against the Wildcats, number 23, Mike Burnham.
That's going to put Williamstown into the bonus here. One thing that's really impressed me about both teams so far is whenever there's been a loose ball on the ground, you've seen about 3 or 4 players at every ball. So both teams really hustling in the early going here.
Checking back into the game for Williamstown are Morissette, the junior, and Kuhn, the sophomore. 2:34 remaining, 32 to 16. Hazen on top as Joe McCauley hits the front end of a 1-and-1. McCauley sets for his second. Can't get it to go, and the ball's pulled down by Kuhn. He's fouled. This will be a 2-shot foul. Kuhn will be attempting 2. That foul was called on number 3, Chris Hayden, for Hazen. That's the Hazen Wildcats' 8th foul of the half.
We saw a little bit of Chris Hayden in the JV game. He's got a little double action in both games tonight.
Kuhn can't get the first one to fall. He sets up for his second. Knocks it down. Ball's ahead. Lumsden has it, looks down for Shed. Back over to Lumsden. He kicks it all the way around inside to number 24, Billy Welcome. Puts up the jumper. Can't get it to drop, but it's pulled down by Shed. Pivots around, look for the pass, and number 22, Stephen Luther, makes the steal. McCauley has some trouble handling it, but pulls it down. Eventually, Ryan Storrs at the top of the key. Kicks it over to number 10, Morissette, with 12-footer, nothing but the bottom of the net. 2 minutes remaining, 32 to 20. Hazen on top. Billy Welcome trapped, looks ahead and finds number 22, Mike Slayton. Slayton over to Shed, puts it up, can't get it to go, and he's fouled. This foul will be called on number 12 for Williamstown. That's Ryan Storrs. That's his first, team's 7th, and that will be in the 1-and-1 bonus. Shed sets for his first, knocks it down. A 6'4", 6'5" young man who shoots that well. Has potential of playing at a higher level, don't you think, Bob?
And he's working so hard on the board right now. 9 rebounds in the first half alone.
Rebound is pulled down this time by number 4, Randy Lumsden. Inside to Billy Welcome. Welcome looks for Shed. Shed over to Lumsden, puts it up and in. Excellent interior passing by the Hazen Wildcats. Ball is sent ahead to Kuhn, but it's knocked away by Lumsden. Blocking foul is called on number 12, Randy Storrs. That could have been a charge, but I think he caught more knee than body on that one, Bob.
And Ryan Storrs' feet were still moving there. Good call by the officials.
That's the second on Ryan Storrs, and the team's 8th. Both teams in the 1-and-1 bonus now. 1:27 remaining. Hazen on top, 35-20 over the Williamstown Blue Devils. Randy Lumsden sets for the shot. Front of the rim, can't get it to go.
Yes, Timmy,
Shed
yes,
pulls
good
it
work.
out of the hands of Kuhn. Lumsden looks inside to number 55, Gary Hill, who's seeing his first action. And a block will be called on number 10, Matt Morissette. That's his second, team's 9th. It appears that there may be some blood coming out of the mouth of Tim Shed, so he'll have to be subbed for. Coming in for him will be number 24, Billy Welcome. He'll get a couple free shots here.
This nice situation for Welcome. Come off the bench, get two free throws. Didn't have to work that hard for him.
And didn't have to get beat up. Shed took the beating, and he gets the glory for it, although he can't hit the front end of the 1-and-1. Rebound is pulled down by number 10, Matt Morissette, but jump ball, it could be a foul is called. A foul is called. And this one will go against number 22, Mike Slayton. That's his first, team's 9th.
Matt Morissette's been working real hard here for Williamstown the first half. Jared Hart's just checked back in for Williamstown. He's yet to score tonight. He's come in as Williamstown's second leading scorer, and he has just been shut down.
Ryan Reno checking back in for the Hazen Wildcats also. 1:15 remaining. Hazen on top, 35-20, as number 10, Matt Morissette, pulls up for the front of the 1-and-1 and nails it.
Got to knock down those free throws. They're so crucial.
1 minute 15 remaining in the half. 35-21. Hazen on top. Morissette knew that one was going. He was already on his way back before it even left his hand. In the game now is Chris Hayden for Hazen. That one's stolen by McCauley. Excellent reach by McCauley. Kuhn tried to make his move before he caught that one off his chest.
Hayden Kuhn doing his best impersonation of a Patriots wide receiver right there.
Taking it out for Hazen is Chris Hayden. Looks in and a cross-court pass to Lumsden. Lumsden skips it ahead to number 55, Gary Hill. Chris Hayden thinks about the jumper, up fakes, can't get it to go. This one's pulled down by number 20, Jerry Hart, but he knocks it off the Hazen Wildcat foot. 47 seconds remaining in the half.
Hazen can't let down just yet. Williamstown would love to get another 4 points going into the locker room.
Steal by Hazen. This one goes inside. Tipped away on an excellent play by Matt Morissette for the Blue Devils. Taking it out for Hazen is Mike Slayton. Slayton looks over, excellent up fake by Lumsden. Kicks it over to Slayton. Slayton up and in. Nice penetration, nice pass on that by Lumsden rather. Kuhn gets the ball for Williamstown, finds Morissette. Morissette squares up, dribbles it into the corner, gets the screen from Kuhn, but they call the carry on a high dribble.
On that last play, you had enough time to make a sandwich while Randy Lumsden was in there, and some nice hang time right there.
Gary Hill takes it out and looks ahead to number 22, Mike Slayton. Randy Lumsden on the side, 13 seconds remaining in the half. Kicked over to Chris Hayden. Hayden looks back for Slayton. Slayton back over to Lumsden, up fakes, penetrates, scooped, but can't get it to go. Rebound is pulled in by Kuhn. Long bomb taken, but it's no good. So at the half, it's 37 for Hazen, 22 for the hometown Williamstown Blue Devils. Bob, why don't you take a look at some of the scorers right now for us?
Well, right now, going into the locker room, Tim Shed has to be the player of the half for Hazen. Shed had a big 11 points for Hazen the first half, 10 boards and 3 assists. Randy Lumsden came in the second quarter, had 4 points, and Ryan Renee already surpassed his game scoring average, was 8 points, usually only scoring about 5 a game. Mike Slayton also played well in the first half, having 7 points. Hazen really got rebounds from a wide variety of people, but Shed was really the only one hitting consistently on the boards compared to Williamstown, who comes in with multiple rebounders here. Stephen Luther having the big half for them, 6 points and 6 boards. Matt Morissette was the leading scorer for Williamstown, with going into the locker room with 8 points. Joe McCauley had 3, and Hayden Kuhn had 4.
Okay, we'll be right back with the second half. I'm Carl Parton along with Bob Fulton and Gary Stratton, our magnificent cameraman, here with this CVTV presentation of boys high school basketball. Welcome back to the second half of this CVTV presentation of boys high school basketball, where the Hazen Wildcats are on top of the Williamstown Blue Devils, 37-22. We did take a look at some of the statistics right now. Bob, strategy-wise, what do you think Williamstown has to do to really come out and improve this half?
Well, I think Williamstown really has to find a nice balance. They can't get in a track meet with Hazen because Hazen has too many weapons, yet they can't slow it down completely because there's not enough time and Hazen just won't give them the open looks. As far as Hazen goes, I think you just have to do exactly what you did in the first half. I think Hazen's actually up to playing better than they did. They had some unforced turnovers, unforced errors, but scoring-wise, they're right around their season average right now.
I was impressed with the play of Tim Shed, as well as Randy Lumsden in the second period. He didn't get any action in the first. And as far as Williamstown goes, I think they really started getting their confidence up in that second period, and they really made a better game of it. Luther started getting into the game, and like we said at the beginning of the game, Luther's an 11.6 points per game man, and he did pick it up in the second period.
The key thing in the second half for Williamstown, they have to get a second scorer involved. Matt Morissette tried to carry that load, but he's really not your type of main scorer type guy. They need Jared Hart to step it up in the second half. Williamstown also, they're going to have to find somebody who can knock down the trifecta here in the second half. Right now, Hazen has Tim Shed, who did that. And in the first half, Hazen really wasn't looking for it. They did a lot of ball fakes from three-point land. They drove to the hole, and they found the open man, and that's why they have the lead right now.
A slightly dismal issue for the Williamstown Blue Devil boys is that 3 players have 2 fouls. Morissette has 2, Ryan Storrs has 2, and Stephen Luther also has 2. For Hazen, Billy Welcome is the only multi-foul player for them, and he has 2. It should be interesting to see if we can keep. Both teams have decent depth, though, Bob.
Well, I think Williamstown's loss of Stephen Luther would hurt them more than anyone else they could lose on the court. And Hazen, Billy Welcome, he's just looked a little rusty so far. He's gotten some good looks at the hoop, and it's just one of those things. When it clicks for him, it's going to click. He averaged 20 points a game last year, and he was really the guy that led that team to the odd for the Division III state finals.
Okay, so tipping it off here once again, Hazen on top of Williamstown, 37-22. Williamstown will be taking it out and attacking the Hazen defense.
It's going to actually be Hazen ball here. I'm looking for Hazen to come right out of the locker room and try and knock out Williamstown in the first 3 or 4 minutes here.
Lucas Stubbs taking it out for the Hazen Wildcats. Backcourt mate for him will be Mike Slayton. Also in the game is Tim Shed, Billy Welcome, and Ryan Reno. Ball's kicked over to Shed immediately. Found by Billy Welcome. Welcome makes the penetration pull-up jumper from the elbow and drops it. Just what you mentioned at the halftime, Bob. If he gets that going, it's trouble for Williamstown. Ball's kicked up to number 20, Jared Hart. Hart finds number 10, Matt Morissette, who pulls up from the elbow the other side. Can't get it to go, and it's pulled down by number 25, Tim Shed. Ball up ahead to number 10, Lucas Stubbs. Number 14, Ryan Reno with the bucket. Excellent pass by Welcome. Luther helping out, bring it up, and Joe McCauley dribbles up the right side, defended by number 22, Mike Slayton. Kicks it back around to Adam Wheatley. Wheatley looks over and finds Luther on the perimeter.
Important trip for Williamstown. They got to get something here.
At the top, Jared Hart takes a look inside, doesn't see anything, finally finds Stephen Luther, who looks for the give and go, but that one goes astray.
Can't afford to have these unforced turnovers right now. They're trying to get Jared Hart into the action, just didn't work right there. And Hazen's come out not letting up early in the second half.
Blue Devils back into the full court pressure, and number 22, excellent defensive play by Stephen Luther, going up and over the top to tip that one away. Shot put up and in by number 20, Jared Hart. Excellent jumper from the baseline. This one's ahead to Shed. Shed finds number 14, Ryan Reno, and a travel is called. Took a moment for the ref to make up his mind on that one, but when he did make the right call.
Yep, good call by the officials there.
Joe McCauley taking it out for the Blue Devils. Looks over, and it's saved in, stolen, and put up and in. Hazen, number 22, Mike Slayton, was in the right place at the right time and finished the layup. Foul is called on Tim Shed. Little too aggressive on the full court press.
Williamstown really needs to show that they can find some open looks in the half-court offense. All their open looks so far have come off transition and steals, but when they go to the half-court offense, they just can't find anything.
Number 21, Adam Wheatley, brings it up for the Blue Devil boys. It's a nice crossover with number 14, Ryan Reno, right in his pocket. Little mix-up there. Morissette thought the cutter was going to come through. He didn't come through, and ended up being a turnover. 6:17 remaining here in the third period. 43 for Hazen, 24 for Williamstown. Stolen by Stephen Luther, put up with his right hand, can't get it to go. Gets his own rebound, puts it up and in. Number 24, Billy Welcome, kicks it back over to number 22, Slayton, pulls up for the jumper, gets his own rebound after the miss, but he's blocked by number 22, Stephen Luther, and a jump ball is called. Williamstown's ball. Hazen in the full court pressure again. Officials getting control of this one early. Foul was called against number 14, Ryan Reno. That's his second. Forearm in the back, I believe, Bob. Up ahead to number 22, Stephen Luther. Kicks it back to Adam Wheatley. Wheatley over to McCauley. McCauley brings it down, kicks it back to Wheatley at the top of the key. Finds Morissette on the wing.
Yes, Michael, yes.
Skip pass stolen by number 22, Mike Slayton. Takes it coast to coast, up and in over the front of the rim. 45 for Hazen, 26 for Williamstown.
11 points for Mike Slayton on the night now.
Wheatley has the ball for Williamstown. Gets a screen for McCauley. Goes the other way. Crossover, looks ahead to number 22, Stephen Luther. This one's stolen. Stolen by Billy Welcome, and Luther angrily makes the retaliation foul. That's his third. And as you mentioned, that could be trouble, Bob.
So one guy, Williamstown, I really don't think can afford to lose. He's their leader, and their leader rebounding, and I think their leader team emotion-wise, too.
Taking it out for Hazen is number 14, Ryan Reno.
Lumsden's back in the game for Hazen now. We'll see if they find some more looks for him in the second half.
Kuhn and Boutin also check in for the Williamstown Blue Devils. Randy Lumsden looks for the long skip pass to Shed. Shed with athletic ability gets it, a hand on it, but Luther comes down with a steal. Shot put up by number 20, Hart doesn't go, and it's pulled down by number 24, Billy Welcome. Ryan Reno on the rebound. Mike Slayton with a crossover, skips over to Lumsden. Lumsden inside. Ball in the hands of Welcome, puts it up and in. Excellent ball movement by Hazen. This ball's into Kuhn. Kuhn looks ahead to number 4, Brian Boutin. Boutin skips it over to number 22, Luther, who puts it up and in. With little contact. Good strength by Luther.
Luther might have gone lucky there without them calling a charge.
Lumsden now with the ball, takes it up, tries to go across. Excellent hands by Shed to catch that one. Puts it up, misses, and an over-the-back call on number 22, Stephen Luther. That is big trouble for the Blue Devils. 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the third period. 4 fouls on Luther, and Hazen has a 47-28 point lead. taking 2 shots for the Hazen Wildcats is Tim Shedd. Misses the first. Checking into the game for Williamstown is Pete Shangra.
Well, we talked about how young this Williamstown team is. It looks like they're going to need their 2 sophomore guards, Kuhn and Kemp, to step it up here in the second half without Luther.
Rebound pulled down by Jared Hart. Number 15, Dan Kemp, who's checked into the game, brings it up for the Blue Devils. Kuhn on the side, looks to enter it into number 20, Jared Hart, who puts it up, and he is hacked. Good, strong drop step post move by number 20, Jared Hart. He'll be going to the line.
Jared Hart is really going to need to step it up without Stephen Luther on the floor now.
That foul was called on number 25, Tim Shedd, for the Wildcats. That's his 3rd, as well as the team's 3rd. Jared Hart off the front of the rim. Can't get the first one to go. 4 minutes, 5 seconds remaining. 47-28, Hazen on top of Williamstown. Second one off the front of the rim also. Rebound pulled down by Randy Lumsden. Lumsden takes it all the way himself. Can't get it to go, but the rebound is pulled down by Slayton. Puts it up. Fouled, but it does not go.
Right now, the big difference in this game is probably the guard rebounding from Hazen. We see Mike Slayton getting in there for some boards, and Tim Shedd's been a factor on the glass all night.
Foul is called on number 24, Pete Shancroft, for Williamstown. That's his first, team's 3rd. Mike Slayton can't get the first free throw to drop. Checking into the game for the Wildcats is number 10, Lucas Stubbs. Mike Slayton steps up for his second. Can't get it to go, but it's pulled down by Lumsden. Looks over on a sweet pass to number 24, Billy Welcome. Welcome kicks it out to Lucas Stubbs. Can't get it to go. And the rebound is scooped in by number 20, Jared Hart. Bringing it up for Williamstown is Dan Kemp. Defended by Slayton. Kemp gets by, kicks it all the way back out to Kuhn, and hits the 3-pointer. 47-31, 16-point lead for the Wildcats. Billy Welcome skips it over to number 22, Mike Slayton. Slayton over to number 10, Lucas Stubbs. Stubbs inside to Welcome. Skip pass to Lumsden for 3. Off the front of the rim, can't get it to go, and it's pulled in by number 15, Dan Kemp, for the Williamstown boys. Nice behind-the-back dribble by Kemp. Ball's into the corner for Booten, and Booten's fouled. Foul is going to be against Randy Lumsden, and that will be on the shot.
Right now, the 2 sophomore guards for Williamstown, Hayden Kuhn and Dan Kemp, are really stepping up, and I've been really impressed with their play. Kuhn now with 7 points for Williamstown and giving them that outside threat they desperately need to get back into this game here.
That's the second foul on Lumsden, team's 4th, and Williamstown struggling from the line as Brian Booten can't get this one to go. Front of the room again, Bob.
Williamstown just hasn't gotten good enough looks to be missing this many free throws.
Booten steps up for his second one. And that one goes. 15-point lead for Hazen with 3 minutes remaining in the 3rd period. Ball almost stolen by Kemp. Number 14, Ryan Reno, hits the jumper on an excellent pass from Billy Welcome. Bringing it up is Dan Kemp. Kemp does a nice stutter dribble.
12 points now.
This foul will be called against Mike Slayton, his second, and it's team's 5th against the Wildcats. Dan Kemp, a sophomore, has a really good handle out there for the Blue Devils, Bob.
Oh, definitely. He's definitely the leader of this Williamstown team when he's on the court, bringing the ball up, beating this Hazen press.
Long 3-pointer by Jared Hart doesn't go, and the ball is pulled in by very versatile number 22, Mike Slayton. Shot taken by Lucas Stubbs, doesn't go. Rebound pulled in by Billy Welcome, up, and he's hacked.
Billy Welcome appeared a little timid in the first half, but he's really stepped it up in the second half here. Finding the open man on the pass, he's got 4 points, and right there getting the offensive board and the putback.
The foul is called on number 20, Jared Hart, for the Blue Devil boys. That's his second and the team's fourth. 2:24 remaining here. Hazen on top of Williamstown, 49-32. Number 24, Billy Welcome can't get it to go. Bad free throw shooting, and it seems to be contagious. Number 12 for Williamstown, Ryan Storrs checks back into the game.
If you can shoot 70% from the free throw line, that's really what you need to do. To be a really successful team in high school basketball, that's what you have to do.
Billy Welcome hits the second and gives his team an 18-point lead. Brian Booten sends it ahead to number 12, Ryan Storrs, who loses the handle but regains control. Brian Booten looks for the cross-court pass inside to Dan Kemp, who kicks it out to Booten, shoots, misses. The foul's going to be called on that one.
That's big. That's Jared Hart's third. And look at the Williamstown big man foul situation. 4 on Luther, 3 on Hart. There's going to be nobody left to rebound for them soon.
That's the team's fifth also, and that's correct. Two of their two starting forward and center are both in some severe foul trouble at this point. Taking it out for Hazen is number 14, Ryan Reno. Finds number 22, Mike Slayton, looks ahead to Lumsden. Lumsden skips it across to Ryan Reno. Inside to Reno, puts it up and in. Nice pass by Lucas Stubbs from the perimeter, getting it right back to him.
Reno having a big game tonight.
Brian Booten bringing it up, sends it ahead to number 12, Ryan Storrs. Pete Shangra is stuck in there. Can't get it to where he wants it to go. Number 12, Ryan Storrs in the shot, hard off the rim and pulled in by Billy Welcome. Mike Slayton ahead to number 14, Ryan Reno. 12-foot pull-up, in and out. Ball's pulled in by Dan Kemp. Kemp with a nice crossover, looks ahead, or looks behind, I should say, because the pass is a little behind the streaking Ryan Storrs.
That may have been an example of a young player trying to do too much with the ball right there.
Hazen on top, 52-32 with 1 minute 19 seconds remaining here in the third period. Mike Slayton's pass stolen by Peter Shangra, but ball stolen right back by new entry, number 50, Alexander Calderwood. Lucas Stubbs' shot is off and it's pulled in by Ryan Storrs, but it's stolen by number 14, Ryan Reno. Calderwood looks over to number 10, Mike Morissette. Pass inside to Reno, and it's good. Taking it out for Williamstown is Dan Kemp. Looks across and finds Peter Shangra. Takes one dribble and gets it to Ryan Storrs. Storrs sends it ahead, a dangerous pass to Morissette, who puts it up and in. Nice layup. Number 14, Ryan Reno, skips it ahead to number 10, Lucas Stubbs, who makes a great pass. Excellent follow-up, Billy Welcome on the offensive rebound. 56-34, 15 seconds remaining here in the third period. This one's stolen by Calderwood. Calderwood with a steal. Slayton puts up the shot, gets his own rebound, and sinks the basket. The foul was called on this one on number 15. Dan Kemp hits his first, team sixth.
Hart and Luther both went to the bench for Williamstown, and there was no one left to rebound, and Hazen's really been able to put the ball game away here towards the end of the third quarter.
24-point lead, third period. Hazen starts to get some of their subs in at this point, bringing in number 11, Ian Drown.
Welcome just checked out. He did a phenomenal job passing for a big man tonight.
Free throw is good for Mike Slayton. Ball is taken out by number 15, Dan Kemp. Finds number 12, Ryan Storrs, who sends it ahead to Morissette, who is fouled.
Ian Drown just getting the game, picking up a foul, maybe a little bit aggressive from sitting on the bench for a while.
That's his first, team sixth. Williamstown starting out in a stack. from the defensive sideline.
Both teams will be in the bonus from now on.
Send it ahead on a nice one-on-one play for Wheatley. Pulls up on the one-on-one. Can't get it to go. Morissette with the alley-oop. And the final rebound is pulled in by Slayton. Coming into the fourth period, the score is 59 for Hazen, 34 for the Williamstown Blue Devils. Bob, break down some of the scoring for us.
Ryan Renee really stepping up his game tonight. Has 16 points to lead all the scorers. Mike Slayton also had a big second half so far. He has 14. Williamstown was able to contain Tim Shedd. He did not score this period, but Billy Welcome really inside was a big difference. He kind of came out slow in the first half, like we said, but he has 9 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists. Really found the open man. It was a big man in transition, something you really need to have.
Williamstown really is not at all a bad team at this point, but how big was the loss of superstar TJ Batiji to Montpelier?
TJ Batija is just a phenomenal player. I mean, he's averaging 25, 26 points a game at the Division II level. He really can play with anyone in the state. I think he's a favorite right now to be Division II Player of the Year. And you can't just replace 20 points a game, 10 rebounds a game.
Bringing it up is Calderwood for Hazen. Finds number 14, Ryan Reno. Reno kicks it back out to Calderwood, but this one's stolen by McCauley. McCauley tries to make the head pass, but Calderwood steals it right back, puts up the high shot, and is fouled by number 20, Jared Hart, who may have hurt his ankle on that one. Looks to be in severe pain, Bob.
He landed kind of strange when he went to try and block that shot. I saw him limping actually in the third quarter, and this doesn't look good at all.
The shot may have actually, the block shot may have been clean, but it almost seemed like he landed on Calderwood. And that's when the foul was called, a little after the shot.
Well, he didn't go straight up exactly. It was kind of mid-range jump and just landed the wrong way on it.
This could be an incredibly costly injury for Williamstown. Calderwood, an excellent scorer, Hart, an excellent scorer, excellent rebounder. But he does walk off on his own power, which is we're very grateful for.
We also talked about this Williamstown team being young, and the thing that you might not be able to put down in paper is the amount of leadership that Jared Hart brings to his team.
Taking the free throws for the Hazen Wildcats will be number 50, Alexander Calderwood. 7:42 remaining, Hazen on top, 59-34. That's 25 points, Bob. Calderwood misses the front end of the 2-shot foul.
You know, the first quarter, Hazen really came out, did what they wanted to do. The second quarter, we had two very balanced teams playing, and that was an even match. And
what strength by Timmy Drew, ripping it out of the defender's hands and putting it up for 2 points.
In the third quarter, Hazen's come out and done exactly what they did in the first quarter. They just dominated the ball game.
McCauley sends it way ahead to Luther, who's back into the game now for Williamstown. McCauley for 3 doesn't go, but it's pulled down by Brian Booten. And this one will be called out on Hazen. McCauley will take this one out for the Blue Devils.
Calderwood showing a lot of energy off the bench now.
Adam Wheatley with the ball. Looks over into the crowd, and McCauley comes away with it. Inside to Morissette with nice McHale pivot moves. Can't get the jumper to go. Gets his own rebound, though. Puts this one up and tries to look for Luther, actually. It's stolen by Tim Shedd. Shedd looks ahead. And number 14, Ryan Reno, is fouled. He'll be going to the line.
You know, we talked about Williamstown's loss of TJ Batiji. Another interesting loss for Hazen was the loss of Coach Steve, who went out to Chicago to pursue another job. And first-year coach Aaron Hill doing an excellent job with his team, was going to move to 7-2 after tonight.
Foul was called on Adam Wheatley. That's his second, team's 8th, as Ryan Reno knocks down the front end of the 2-shot foul. Checking into the game for Hazen is number 3, Chris Hayden, and number 23, Mike Burnham.
Ryan Reno really having a big game tonight. He's not maybe the best player on the court, but he's heads up all the time. He gets the loose ball, and he hits the shots underneath.
A nice stroke from the stripe.
The type of value those players bring to a team is just, you can't even put it down on paper.
Bringing it up for Williamstown is number 21, Adam Wheatley. Wheatley looks over for Morissette, who's not ready for it. Excellent save by number 5, Joe McCauley. And Luther comes away with it. Back over to McCauley. McCauley has ups out there. Luther puts it up and can't get the shot to go. And this one's come up with by Morissette. Morissette looks for Luther. Back over to Morissette. Morissette puts it up as fouled, but he can't get it to drop. Morissette may be the best 5'9" power forward in Division III.
Hey, he's a hustler. Stephen Luther really still hustling at this point.
That foul was called on Ian Drown, his second, team 7th, as Morissette steps up to the line for the Blue Devils. Can't hit it. Checking into the game for Hazen is number 55, Gary Hill. Morissette trying to hit the second half of his 2-shot foul and doesn't get it to go. This one's pulled down by Luther, puts up the fall-away jumper, can't get it to go. Booten gets his rebound, can't get it to go. Luther with a rebound, can't get it to go, and it's finally pulled down. Rebound was pulled in by Ian Drown. Travel is called against Ryan Reno. Checking to the game for Williamstown is Pete Shangraw. Looks like Luther may have twisted his ankle as well. He was hobbling a little bit.
Williamstown appears to be a hurting team at this point.
6 minutes remaining. Hazen 63, Williamstown 34. Both teams in the bonus.
Williamstown probably going to fall to 2-8 with this loss, but like we said, it's a young team, and Dan Kemp and Hayden Kuhn really impressed me tonight. They have the makings of a real good young backcourt here for Division III.
Jumper hit by Brian Booten. He's the junior guard for Williamstown. Mike Burnham brings it through the trap. Looks away and passes into number 11, Ian Drown, who can't get the shot to go. Rebounds pulled in by number 24, Pete Shangraw. Bringing it up is number 21, Adam Wheatley. Inside to Morissette. Morissette thinking about the shot. Kicks it back outside. Booten back over to Wheatley. Wheatley with the dribble penetration move. Finds Morissette for 3. And drains it. 5 minutes remaining. 63-39. Hazen on top. Steal by McCauley. And a charge is called against McCauley. The fans not really pleased with that one, Bob, but I think that may have been one of those verticality calls.
Player control foul. Obviously the fans did not like it here. You know what I got to comment on, though, is Matt Morissette knocking down that 3. We have our 5'9" power forward who can shoot the trifecta. I'm excited.
On that last play, Ian Drown was in the air, but he was straight up, and the contact was initiated by the Blue Devil player. So pass just a little too hard for Mike Burnham to track down. Williamstown will take it out on the sideline.
The thing is, so many times you don't see anything called where there's that much contact. And really, when there's that much contact in basketball, there needs to be something called. So
Adam Wheatley for the Blue Devils finds Morissette. Looks inside to number 24, Shangraw. Kicks it back out to Morissette from his spot. Oh! In and out. Can't get it to go. This one's tipped out of bounds by Brian Booten, who got up on that one but wasn't able to pull it in. Taking it out is number 54, Landon Thompson, who checked in for Hazen. Finds number 11, Ian Drown. Drown to number 3, Chris Hayden. Hayden dribbles off his foot, and it's going to be Blue Devil ball.
Great hustle by Morissette there. Matt Morissette's going to be back next year, probably be one of the leaders of this ball club.
Ian Drown knocks it away for Hazen, but it will be Blue Devil ball on the side. Number 4, Brian Booten kicks it over to Morissette. Morissette thinks about the penetration, finds Shangraw on the outside, into Morissette. The shot is up and in for number 4, Brian Booten.
The
Chris
assist
Ha-
to Matt Morissette.
Landon Thompson finds number 11, Ian Drown, who dribbles past the trap, looks ahead to number 55, Gary Hill. Ball's ripped down by Shangra. Morissette runs, puts it up, can't get it to go, and the ball's pulled in by number 23, Mike Burnham. Burnham dribbling down the side, pulls up from about 17, and he can't get it to go. Hill thinks about the shot, thinks twice, finds number 54, Landon Thompson. He puts it up and in, hooping the harm, and he's fouled, and the bucket's good. Great move by Landon Thompson, good strength, and finishes even though he's hit pretty firmly on that one. Checking into the game for Hazen is number 42, David Pudva.
Crowd really got into the game here for Hazen when Thompson scored the bucket. The senior getting a little playing time here, putting in his first 2 points of the game.
Stephen Luther checking back into the game for Williamstown Blue Devils, injury and all. Also checking in is number 12, Ryan Storrs, as well as number 15, Dan Kemp.
I think both teams can definitely pull positives from this game. Hazen's come out, they played exactly how they wanted to, coming off a loss.
Free throw doesn't go for Thompson. Oh. Number 22, Stephen Luther. Good hustle into the stands, does a little lap dance there. But everybody seems to be okay.
Williamstown has to look at the point. They played a very tough Hazen team equally for the second quarter. I mean, the second quarter was really tight. Stephen Luther had some great rebounding and great hustle play of Matt Morissette.
Luther with a rebound, looks ahead to Kuhn, back to Luther, up and in. Great give and go play between Kuhn and Luther on that one. Drown looks ahead. Finds number 54, Thompson. Thompson back over to Chris Hayden. Hayden to Burnham, gets his own rebound. Or Gary Hill, rather, with a shot and rebound there. Skipped over to number 42, David Pudva. Can't get the jumper to go. Rebounded by Drown, and he's fouled. 3 minutes remaining, 65-43, Hazen on top.
You would think this was about a one-point game with the way the two crowds are getting into it here.
Well, that's what good fans do. They support the team. They're not here to see teams win and lose. They're here to see the kids play.
I have not seen one person leave since the tip-off of this ball game.
Ian Drown trying to hit this free throw, and almost does. A little help from the backboard and rim, but can't get it to go. Checking into the game for the Blue Devils is number 21, and that would be Adam Wheatley.
Morissette checks out of the game, really playing well tonight. I think he was Williamstown's MVP of the night.
Ian Drown hits the second one to give a 23-point lead to the Wildcat boys, 66-43. Dan Kemp kicks it over, and an air ball is put up. Rebound is pulled in by Gary Hill. Looks all the way across to Ian Drown. Drown brings it in to number 42, Pudva. Rebound is taken by number 54, Landon Thompson, and a travel is called. 2:46 remaining, 66-43, Hazen on top of the Williamstown Blue Devils. Bringing it up for Williamstown is number 15, Dan Kemp. Kemp takes a look over and finds Hayden Kuhn. Kuhn inside to number 21, Wheatley. Wheatley brings it around the top. Finds number 22, Stephen Luther, who penetrates hard and is fouled. This foul will go against number 42, David Pudva. That's his first, team's 9th.
Something that's gone unnoticed here is Adam Wheatley came into the game averaging 10.6 points a game, and he has yet to score tonight.
Really excellent interior defense by Hazen. And they don't give up the easy shot either, Bob.
We talked about Williamstown's big three coming in tonight, Luther, Hart, and Wheatley. And other than Luther, they shut down Jared Hart, held him to 2, Wheatley to 0, and they held Luther to 13 points. So that's really, Hazen's defense has been the key factor in this game.
Landon Thompson got that rebound for Hazen, and Pudva skips it over to Gary Hill, does the penetration, can't get it to go over the outstretched arms of Luther. Luther throws it over to number 12, Ryan Storrs, who brings it up for the Williamstown boys. Dan Kemp gets the ball in his hands and finds Wheatley at the top of the key, who pulls up for three and nails it. 66-47, 152 remaining, and Williamstown not giving up.
Williamstown came into this quarter down by about 24, so they've knocked off 5 points from the lead.
Pete Shangraw checks back in for the Blue Devils.
I'm going to guess Stephen Lucer's done for the night. He played well tonight, facing a tough Hazen club.
Number 42, David Pudva, looks inside of number 55, Gary Hill, or 54 rather, Landon Thompson. Skipped over, and now it's in the hands of Gary Hill. Hill looks inside of number 54, Landon Thompson, puts it up and in. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. Hazen on top, 68-47, 21-point lead. Dan Kemp with a penetration and kicks out to Kuhn. Kuhn shoots, can't get it to go. Wheatley with a rebound, hoop in the harm. Basket's good, and the foul. The foul will be on Landon Thompson. That's his second. Team's ninth.
Adam Wheatley picking up the play here in the late fourth quarter with 5 quick points on the last 2 possessions.
Wheatley looking to make it 6, trying to finish off the 3-point play. And he does. Ahead to number 42, David Pudva, pull up, doesn't go, and it's ripped down by Wheatley. Oh, Wheatley just crushed. Foul is called against number 42, David Pudva. That's his second. And Wheatley will be shooting 2 shots now as they are in the double bonus.
Wheatley's probably about 6'4" or 6'5", but I don't think he wants any of David Pudva.
68-50 now, Hazen on top. Williamstown has managed to cut it to an 18-point lead with 1:09 remaining. Wheatley can't hit the front end of the 2-shot foul. Nails the second one, though. Chris Hayden looks ahead to number 55, Gary Hill. Hill tries to break the trap and finds number 3, Chris Hayden. Hayden looks ahead, but this one is going to be...
a kick, maybe?
I think it is a kick. I think the refs are looking at each other, not quite sure, but it is a kick. Hayden finds Gary Hill inside, back over to Hayden. 53 seconds remaining in the game. Gary Hill looks inside to Ian Drown. Number 54, Landon Thompson, is fouled. He'll be shooting 2, and that foul was on number 12, Ryan Storrs. 17-point lead for the Hazen Wildcats right now, 68-51 with 48 seconds remaining. Free throw doesn't go for Landon Thompson.
Both these teams could definitely use a little time in the gym shooting free throws, I think I can say.
Second one does drop. Bringing it up is number 15, Dan Kemp. Finds number 24, Pete Shangraw. Shangraw over to the other side to Storrs. Storrs looks inside to Kuhn. Kuhn with the fall away. Doesn't get it to go, and it's pulled down by number 11, Ian Drown. This one knocked away by Kemp. Great hustle, but a foul is called on Kemp. Chris Hayden will be going to the line for the Hazen Wildcats with 26 seconds remaining, up by 18.
Good hustle there by the sophomore Dan Kemp, though.
Chris Hayden drains the first.
Hayden with his first points of the night.
And Hayden misses the second. It's pulled in by Drown. Can't get the rebound to go, and the final rebound is pulled in by Wheatley. 20 seconds remaining on the clock. Wheatley bringing it down for Williamstown. Over to Dan Kemp, who penetrates, puts it up, and a charge is called on Kemp. Gary Hill took that charge for the Hazen Wildcats, I believe. Landon Thompson taking it out with 12 seconds remaining. They find Gary Hill. Hill looks ahead to Ian Drown. Drown finds number 42, David Pudva, who scores the layup. 3, 2, 1. Wheatley's shot is up and good. Final score, Williamstown 53, Hazen 72. Williamstown drops to 2-9, while Hazen improves their 2-8 rather, and Hazen improves their record to 7-2. Bob, let's break down some of the final scoring for the folks out there.
Well, Ryan Renault led all scorers tonight with 18 points. He had added 2 rebounds and 1 assist. Randy Lumsden finished the game with 4 points. Tim Shedd had 13 points. Mike Sladen had 14 points and 6 boards. 6 boards unusual for the point guard there. Billy Welcome had a strong second half to end up with 7 on the night, 5 boards, 3 assists. And David Pudva came off the bench to get 4 points. On Williamstown's side, always strong play from Stephen Luther. He had 13 points. Matt Morissette had 12 points. Adam Wheatley had 9 points in the closing of the game. Joe McCauley with 3, Hayden Kuhn with 7, and Brian Bouton with 9. Rebounding-wise for Williamstown, Stephen Luther had 13 boards, Adam Wheatley with 5 rebounds, and a handful of others with 3 or 4 rebounds.
Okay, Bob, at this point, who do you have to call the CVTV player of the game?
My CVTV player of the game is going to go to Ryan Rooney. Really stepped it up. He was in the starting lineup tonight, which was kind of a surprise to us.